Alright, so the old crypto cave's not ready yet for me to be back in there doing videos, but man, if old Sergio can pull it off, come on, Sergio, I've got faith, brother. Don't you want a, nice Remington 870 shotgun? My brother from another mother? What the heck that was? That. His wife showing puppy and cat. Puppy is always messing with the cat. Always messing with the cat. The cat just don't want no part of it.
Get him, Winnie, get him.
knocked him off the seat. So, anyways, I did my video, which essentially would amount to yesterday, Tuesday, and I was talking about the ride home. Man, all the tokens, the ICO tokens, down, not necessarily huge, just down though. They're all across the board with just like down. You go to CoinMarketCap, down, 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 down. Oh, Bitcoin's up. Ethereum was pretty flat, whatever. So was Litecoin, $51, $52, something like that. Ethereum was around a little over $300. But Bitcoin, what the hell's going on with Bitcoin? And Frank got back from vacation today and was talking with him in the morning, this morning about. Well, of course, he was gone. Man, I said, dude, the last time you left, there was like another shooting or something that was questionable, whatever. You go on vacation again, another cruise, and another one happens. What the hell's going on? But we're chatting a little bit about some of the cryptos and PayPal. Did you get me in on some of the PayPal? I said, yeah, I bought some, and I'll put you down. I got you on there. So I'll have to transfer for me some ETH for that. But, because I told him, you're out of town, I'll cover you until you get back. But I kind of told my theory too. I said, yesterday on my way home, I was talking about Bitcoin. Why the heck is Bitcoin jumping up so high? Everything else is just kind of down red, Even some really good ones. And I saw a video, I cannot think of the guy's name. He was one of the co-founders. Is it Julian? Julian? It just came to me. Is it Julian? From not PayPal, but Pay 10x, the Pay token with the card. You can swipe your card and all that stuff, and it'll tap your crypto holdings, and you can buy stuff at like a credit card. We were all psyched up about that one. It did well, by the way. I did sell some, I did liquidate some of those when the price was right, just an FYI. But. And I'll be honest, I kind of did when I saw that I wanted to jump in on OMG, Omisa Go, and that kind of thing. When I went big, I kind of scraped some cryptos off the board, so to speak, to come up with some additional ETH to dump into Omisa Go, which, by the way, is back roughly where it was when I was telling y'all I'm getting in. 750 is where I got in. It's about 786 last time I checked. Someone was emailing me, I'm getting some more. I said, I don't blame you. I'm not, because I already did a nice hefty amount, and I'm waiting to see what happens. So, anyways, the Bitcoin price, $4,800. It's over 40. It's getting close to hitting 4,900 again. Record-breaking price. And I noticed this morning 2 billion with a B, $1 billion in volume in one day. And I'm not sure when it resetted. That, because it resets every day, 24-hour period. It resets sometime last night probably. So when I'm telling you $2 billion, might only be 12 hours worth of volume. And in other words, I wait till like later on this evening to go look at CoinMarketCap. Just look over at Bitcoin and see what the volume has been for the day. It could be $3, $4, $5 billion. I don't know. Holy crap! I'm saying. Maybe my theory was right after all, where I said everyone's like, the hell with the, skim some profits, or even not even necessarily profits. Just sell off some of this coin, that coin, that coin, that coin. Just give me some extra plane money. I want to put it into Bitcoin. because the fork's coming, and whatever happens, you get X number of coins, you know, out of the new one. So if I've got this much money in Bitcoin and it forks, and I've got, let's say, just say 10 Bitcoin, then I now have 10 of the new Bitcoin, which is what I was talking about yesterday. So if the old Bitcoin stays there and it's now $5,000 a Bitcoin, you know, in the next month or two, let's say, you've got these other 10 Bitcoin automatically, whatever the new one's called, right? And they may be worth, who knows what. The last one was worth 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it hit a high of $800. Now it's in the 300 something range. But if you had 10 of them and you got out right when the getting was good, $800, you sold off those things, right? You just pulled in $8,000 because you had 10 of them. You know, granted, if at $4,000, 10 would be $40,000 worth, which is pretty sick when you think of, again, $2 Bitcoin, $100, $200. Here we are. Should we get in, Cliff Wise, talking about this $400 mark of Bitcoin, or Bitcoin's going to go to 408 or something, then 428, and it's going to bounce around back down. It's going to do this 3 times, according to his webbot data, software, right? It did. Oh, but it might come back down. But he says it's not going to come back down. But I don't know. I don't trust it. I'm scared, you know. How would you like to redo? Forget $2 Bitcoin. How would you like to do $400 Bitcoin? 420, 428. Be able to ride that now. I can hear you now. Joe, I'd be maxing out my credit cards. I'd get a loan from the bank. I'd take out a second mortgage. I can hear you now. And it would have been a massive win. Because you'd have paid it all back and then some, right? Easily. And had a huge profit sitting on it. So anyways, I think that's what's happening maybe with this with why Bitcoin's doing so phenomenal right now. There's a lot of money chasing it, and again, the big players chase it, and the smaller ones stampede. Okay, let's follow what they do. Which means everyone's selling off of the other stuff. We're going to get into this one. But again, I look at a lot of these ICO stuff as a longer-term hold. And having said that, I saw, again, I think his name is Julian from 10X. He did a video last night about something like how to win with an ICO, like how to make money. I forgot the title, something like that. How to win and be successful on an ICO, something like that. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what he has to say. And I'm listening to him, and he says, you know, only ICO I've ever been involved in really was my own. I'm a co-founder of 10X, the Pay token. Again, it's not to be confused with PayPi. It's a whole different thing. And that's the only ICO I ever got in. He said, I had cryptos before that. And I liquidated, I forgot if he said he liquidated all or most or whatever it was, and then put it all in his 10X thing, because he believed in it. It's his company, you know, part of his company, part owner, whatever. He believed in it. He went, you know, almost all in or whatever he said in the video. Which is great, because he, you know, did well. 10X came out with, again, there was plenty of profit to be made on 10X when that happened for quite a while, when it ICO'd and stuff, after the ICO, and the tokens hit the exchanges. But he said, yeah, I've got a friend. He says, I got this friend. He knows I'm doing this video. I'm not going to tell you his name. It's not important. But he did got a pool of people, you know, together, pooled their money. They came up with about $1 million. This is months and months and months ago. I want to say, matter of fact, it may have been as early as June. Again, I think he says in the video. And he says, the primary thing, he's like, you know, what was your strategy? Because this guy turned $1 million into like 90 million something dollars. And he's like, what was your strategy? He said, I really didn't have, or he said basically was, whoever I put my money into, are they going to run off with my money? Is it a legitimate thing? Period. And he goes, okay, well, what else? Well, I kind of look at, you know, how many tokens can be created, just some basic stuff. Kind of like the old rule of thumb for JSON4, how many tokens, how many this, you know. He's like, but that's all secondary. Primarily, are they going to run off with my money? That's the thing that mattered the most. So he's like, well, why would that be the one thing that matters the most? Don't you want to, you know, you invest in a company, so to speak. Don't you want to see it do well and make more money on these shares, or in this case, the ICO tokens, which act as shares? And he says, no, we're in it to get in and out. I don't care what they do. I don't care if the company failed, you know, a few months from now. We wanted to get in, make the money, flip it, and get out. That's what we were doing. And he did it well. So he thinks, this guy, I don't know who it is, told, again, I think his name is Julian, from 10X, we don't really think that works anymore. We can see things shifting now. So we're not doing that anymore. Now we're at a point where we care about what you had originally asked me. What is the company doing? Who's backing it? Who are the people? Do they have a good mission? What is this coin going to do? How is it going to help, futuristic, whatever things it does in the future? Is it, how does it help society? Whatever it is. Is it viable? Do they have a viable solution to something? The stuff you'd normally would look at in a company, right? To say, I want to invest in this company. Again, he was of the trading mindset, get in, get out. ICO, like me, Veritasium, I got in at $6 a piece. I was out at 120 something, whatever, up and down around there. That kind of thing. That's what they were doing, but on $1 million. I put in $5K. They put in $1 million. You know what I mean? So similar kind of a thing. But he's starting to see ICOs coming out, and there's still a few, which you've noticed, that do come out and they 2, 3, 4 times their money. Wow. But I haven't seen one anytime recently that was, came out at 50 cents. It's up to $8, $10. Whoa. That was, a month and a half, 2 months ago, whatever it was, somewhere around there, that time frame, a month ago. So I think now that everyone's telling everybody and everyone's figuring it out, oh, I got into this thing and I turned it into this, turned it into that, that sort of thing. I think people, I want to try it too. So now everybody's getting into these things and everyone's standing there waiting to get out, flip my money 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And it's not happening because everybody's trying to do the same thing. So I'm assuming that's what he's thinking and seeing and realizing now it's time to play the game as if it was an actual company with stocks and shares, and we're going to invest in the company, not for the next week or flip my money in a month, flip my money in 3 weeks and make an absolute killing. But now it's longer term. So now we're going to put money in these companies that we think are going to do really well and then sit back and enjoy the ride. Because he was saying in the same video, if you looked at a lot of times some of the ICOs, what they were, what the price of ETH was at the time, and he's like, many times you'd have found that if you just sat on the ETH, you'd probably been better off. They come out, they did okay, but you didn't catch it at the right moment. It's down a little bit. Now, basically, if you would have sat back and said, well, if I just sat on that ETH today, I would have actually been up a decent amount. Not 2, 3, 4 times, no, but you'd have been up, 10, 15, 20% or something. Whereas the ICO came out, you thought it was going to double, triple, it didn't. Now you're sitting on it. Do I wait? Do I do this? But in a case like this other guy with the $1 million, whatever, he was in and out, didn't care what the company did anyways. The stuff that I'm talking about on my channel, I think has a future. Now, granted, there's been a couple that are just kind of, And I told you at the time, I'm just going to, a couple of ETH, 1 or 2, ETH. And as I said, my disclaimer is when I say 1 or 2 ETH, what that means is I don't care what the hell happened to it. If it was an epic fail, it was an epic fail. But if I'm going to throw 20 ETH, 30 ETH, 40 ETH or something at something, at something, I don't want, that's not let's see if, my old analogy, let's see if some mud sticks. No, I'm pretty happy about this one. I'm going to jump in on this one. Misa, go. Guys, Cliff gave me the, go ahead, but this it's looking like the fourth quarter sometime. In the fourth quarter, as we get towards the very end of the year, OMG should really start doing some great things, price-wise. Litecoin's going to be hitting triple digits. That almost happened. We got close. $40 to 80-something, $86. And it ain't done. He says, didn't stop. It's coming. So again, these are things I'm sitting on, but I still have the mindset of I want to get in this, flick some mud, so to speak, mud being ETH, even if it's a fraction of an ETH, 0.2 of an ETH over here, half an ETH over there, whatever it is. If this thing seems viable and decent, I want to get in it. And I'm still looking at some that seem pretty decent. I'm looking at them right now. And you're probably about to see a video or two here in the next couple of days, 2-3 days maybe. Again, I told you I had the guys from Etch. I talked about that one, and speaking with them, yeah, let's do an interview. We'd like to get a little more in depth. I may have screwed up on one of the dates or something I was talking about in that initial video, but not that really matters. But anyways, that I know is coming up. I've already talked with them. They want to do a Skype, but I'm looking at another one. And the funny thing is, some of these ones I'm looking at right now, as Cliff High was saying, Russia, they look for the Russian ICOs. There's going to be some teams coming out of Russia that just are going to do some really good things. And it's funny because the ones I'm looking at, not because Cliff said that, that one's from, Latvia, whatever, Russia. Oh, remember the one with, I think they were in Latvia also, Digipulse, the will your cryptos to someone if you pass on that whole thing, which is still, I love that concept. But like those, I'm not out there looking every day, what's the price of DigiPulse? I gotta get in and get out. No. I want to be able to say in a year or two from now even, which would be fast, by the way, and by any means it would be fast. Oh my God, those DigiPulse are insanely high, or such and such coin. Oh my God, Pillar's coming out. And by the way, I think, I'm not 100% sure, Pillar and I think it might be Etch have been speaking, and I don't know the ins and outs yet. This is like, you know, I'm about to give you REO Speedwagon syndrome. Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. I've been messing around, or you've been messing around. But there may be chats happening between Etch and Pillar for future use, which is exactly what Pillar was saying in the beginning. We want to put our open source software out there, let other companies that come up with their ICOs use it, develop it, modify it, so that everything can talk to everything. Like we have this big, you know, octopus, so to speak, with way more than 8, you know, tentacles, that just everything jives together, and they need Pillar as the foundation. So if, and I'm going to try to ask the guy, hey, is this true? That you guys have been having some conversations with Pillar. By the way, are you allowed to speak about it if it's true, first of all? Can you tell me about it? Is this what I think about to happen? You guys are going to collaborate in, with Pillar, which would be cool, because, hey, great, you know, finally what we've been saying to look for. And Pillar's been updating everybody and everything. Again, I think there's just been so many people that heard my story, heard other people's story, they got into, you know, whatever token, and it flipped 8 times, 10 times, whatever this time. I do believe, at least right now, those are going to be the one-offs. Like, that one did really, really well. We didn't expect it, or we were thinking that one would, and it didn't, whatever. That's why I'm saying, just if you can get a little ETH on this one, that one, any of the ones that sound halfway decent, if one of them does that, great, because you took, you know, half of an ETH, and now you got 3 or 4 or 5 ETH out of it. And then the other ones are sitting flat or whatever. Sit on them and wait, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, so I just kind of want to chat about that. But what did Cliff say? Because again, if this guy with the $1 million thing from the story I was telling you from 10x or whatever, now he's looking at legitimate company. We don't care about the flip fast. We're now going to go long term. We've got our 90-something million dollars, and now we want to turn that, you know, into $1 billion or whatever, you know, his plan is. But slowly, let's find some good ones and just sit on them. So I'm thinking of what Cliff High said, though, out of his report recently, that some of the ICOs we've all been sitting on that are just blah, 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 are going to take off in 2018 and make us all smile, essentially, along with some new ICOs that'll be coming out, which means there is still opportunity for those who want to jump in on the ICO game and try to make a 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you know, return or more, whatever it is. There's going to be some of those opportunities. Don't know which ones. But I'm at the mindset here of, I honestly don't care if I get into a few of these and they don't flip like that. But then because they were a good idea anyways, we just had to wait a year or two, whatever it is, 6 months, 8 months, a year. And then they start doing their thing. They got that done. They're doing this. Like they said, okay, great. Now it's going up. Oh, there's double my return. Cool, there's triple my return. Took me a little while to get there. Not like the old days of, you know, 3 weeks or so, but hey, there it is. And again, I know not everybody's, you know, young. I'm almost 40, you know, and I know I got people in their 60s, even 70s messing with this stuff. But the good news is, do you think you're going to be around the next few years? 3, 4, 5 years? Look at it that way. In 3, 4, 5 years, where are all these things going to be at? Again, some may not make it past this year, Cliff said, and I've already gave you 2 that were horrible. That guy got nailed as a scam. Something I never even heard of. I discussed that the other day in the video, and I'm like, good thing I wouldn't talk about that one. It looked like trash in the beginning anyways. I never would have talked about that one. But I am getting hit up left and right on my YouTube email, boop. Hey, I'm with this company. Hey, I'm with that one. We're doing Wi-Fi across the world and this and that. And can you talk about, you know, we'd like to donate. You know, I'm like, I appreciate it. But, you know, we got to try to be nice to the ones like that, you know, like, I just don't know if I'll try to say it like that. I just don't know if I want to. I just don't know if my viewers would be interested in this kind of an ICO. To be honest with you, I don't think I want to talk about this one. Thanks for reaching out. Whatever. Just leave it at that. But I'm sure I'm going to be getting hit up more and more, just like every other YouTuber out there that talks about this stuff. It just happens. And I'm trying my damnedest to really get rid. Again, keep the crap out. Share with my viewers anything that I'm willing to get into, and I feel like, I'm gonna take a chance here. That's what I'm gonna talk about. And I'm here to tell you, and I could probably show you some emails actually. I don't care if you're paying me $1 million. I have a reputation. I don't want to try, I'm trying not to ruin my reputation by just talking about anything, even if it's just a brief talking about. If I don't like your ICO or your token, essentially, I'm not going to talk about it. Not. Joe, you wouldn't take $1 million? Honestly, no. Because then you could say, oh, well, I can take my $1 million and shut my YouTube channel down and leave. No. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy researching stuff and finding stuff and telling you about it. And this, even forget ICO stuff, just tokens and all that. News and this is happening and that's happening. I enjoy it. It's good. I got a huge following, what I call huge anyways, over 50,000. It's huge to me. And you enjoy it, I enjoy it, and I wouldn't just take a damn payday and haul ass, something about, being an honorable person with freaking morals. It's the only way I can put it. But anyways, it's just fascinating to me as every day, email. I get probably 3, 4, 5, I wouldn't say a day. Sometimes it's every day. Sometimes a day or two will go by, nothing, and then boop, 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 boop. Hey, I'm with this company. Hey, I'm with this one. Hey, And the funny thing is, they'll approach me by saying, "Hey, I watch all your videos. You've got a great channel." And I'm like, "Are you sure you really watch my videos, or did you just find out that I, have a large channel talking about ICOs, and you just want me to look at your ICO and talk about it?" Which I would probably do the same thing if I were them trying to get out there to make someone feel like, "Oh, please talk about mine," Who knows? I probably wouldn't do that. That's not me, but I don't blame someone for doing that. But anyways, just want to talk mainly about this whole Bitcoin thing. The 10x guy's friend, what his theory was, now he's completely changed, because it made me think, oh crap, should I just stop talking about ICOs altogether? Because if this guy's right and there's no more money to be made in ICOs, oh my gosh. But that's not going to be the case. There's no way. And as Cliff said, as we enter 2018, baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. It's coming, and the ICOs you've been sitting on are going to do really well. Not all of them, of course, obviously, but ones we've been sitting here questioning, oh, what happened with that? Boop, they start to take off. And the new ICOs come out, he says, will also do well. Not all of them, but they're going to be some again. Oh, that's a good one, we got to get into that one. Boom, it takes off. So that party hasn't actually stopped. I think maybe this guy thinks it did, because we're in a period of time right now where it's looking like, oh, all these ICOs come out, some are hardly doing well anymore, but others are, yada, yada, yada. And he'll probably realize next year, this guy, oh, those ones we didn't think were flipping so fast, damn, if we'd have been patient and sat on them, we'd have made even more money. But now we already changed our motto, if you will, way of thinking, to go towards, slow and steady wins the race. We don't care about flipping them fast. Let's just go for great companies. Long story short, what this essentially means to me is either these ICOs, if they're good ones, right, they're going to come out and they may double, triple, whatever, do that thing, and everyone's in and out and selling. Oh, we're all happy. Yeah, I sold that one in a week or 2 weeks or day 3 after the ICO ended. I sold it and made 4 times my money. There's going to be those days. But there's also going to be the days where that does not happen at all, and it was a really good ICO. What the hell? What's going on? But we waited on it, and then it started doing well later. Right? So it's like, I'm looking at this as a lot of these ones that we think are going to do well will probably do well, but it's either A, right up front, they're flipping, money's coming in and out, or B, later, they'll do well. But I'm also thinking, even if it's one of the ones that goes crazy right off the bat, and then it starts to come down, all the big money's out of it, now it's just down, to this level, and you're thinking, damn, I should have sold before, I don't want to sell now. Give that one time, it should come back up. Because again, if it's a good coin, if it's a good idea, it should do well. So, that's it. I got a couple more videos to do, actually, but I can't do it right now. Take care.